Alright, in this video we'll be continuing with the C# video tutorials, so we'll be going over the continuation of string and character methods. So we'll be first looking at another version of substring. I thought we've already done this one, maybe not. So we have, for example, we'll take this out here. Actually, first let's just say that we have actually we could just take all this out. Let's say that, for example, we have private string str points to cocoa beans. So here we have, for example, private int index. Actually, we don't really need the index in this case. So then here down in the constructor we'll say, for example, messagebox.show. We can just show directly str.substring. Six, so index 6. Believe it actually. I think it shows up to the string index 6, but I could be wrong. 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Let's just see what that shows. So it says that the method returns a string containing the characters beginning at start, continuing to the end of the string var. So start is this, we passed in 6 for the start parameter. String var is str in this case. The answer is beans. Okay, so I was wrong. So the answer is, these are tricky because they're all different. So the answer is 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So it tells you what's after the first index. So it tells you the first character. So wherever index you go to, 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So it tells you, I think there's a version that also returns you cocoa, if you would have done that, but it's a different overloaded version. But wherever index you go to, so this index got us to this B here. So it tells you what string that is. It tells you the first index of whatever index it is. It tells you basically the word after that till the end of the string. That's a little bit tricky to remember. Those are kind of questions that like universities would test you on. They'd only pick a few of these methods, so they wouldn't be testing you on all of them. Like that would be pretty harsh if you got tested on all of them. You just kind of have to know how to work with at least most of them. So here they're just saying, okay, well, we're passing in 6. So the argument 6 is an integer that specifies the position in str. The method returns a string containing the characters beginning at str, continuing to the end of the str. Okay, so beginning at start, continuing to the end of str. So let me just rephrase that so I didn't confuse anyone. The method returns a string containing the characters beginning at start, for which we passed 6 for start, then continuing to the end of string var. So it goes 6 till the end. So it tells you whatever index you pass in till the end of the string. In this case we got beans because the first index is part of the first word. A little bit tricky to remember. Okay, so there's an overloaded version of this one, so it passes a start and a count. So we're going with cocoa beans again. We're going to go 0 to 5. So let's just run that and continue with that. So 0, 2, 5, 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So that should return as cocoa. Yeah, so that returned us Coco. That's the first thing. That's what we did in the notes. But the first version actually seems harder than this one. So there might be a third overload version. Okay, no, there's not. Okay, so now I'll modify a string. Okay, so we can take some of this stuff out here. So here, for example, we can say we have string str1 points to sunshine. So here, for example, we can have str2 points to, actually no, I won't be able to do that. We'll go with str2 points to an empty string. Then here we'll say, for example, whoops. Why is this always in a different indentation? Okay, so here we'll go with messagebox.show. We'll pass in str1. And here we'll go with messagebox.show and we'll pass in str2. Actually, no, sorry, let's do that. But before we do that, let's go up here and say that we want to say str2 points to str1 dot remove index 3. Whoops, okay, so we're going with removing 3. 0, 1, 2, 3. Okay, let's just see what the answer is here. Okay. So the answer is, gave us the same, actually no, the answer is sun. Okay, so it tells you, so basically it removes everything after it removes everything after the index of 0, 1, 2, 3. So it counts as S and removes S. That's really hard to remember because they're all different. So it starts at S, but then it goes back and then removes the rest of the string. That's very hard to remember. So basically now we'll go with insert. So here we'll have, for example, we'll pass in start and start an str item. Oops, sorry, just hit the mic. Okay, we're gonna be starting this. Nope, actually, so we'll go with the string str1. Let's just go with New York in that case. Okay, so the second str2 will be insert. So we'll go down here and say that str2 points to str1.insert. We'll insert at index 4 York. Then we'll just show str2. So 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. The original string was, what? Actually, sorry, new city is the string to modify. So 0, 1, 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. So I guess it pushes the fourth one, including up by 1, places York in there. So let's just see what we get here. They're all different, that's the problem. It's hard to remember all of them. Like the way all of them work, because some of them work from the back as well. Okay, so it just printed us New York City, so basically it just basically just shifted this index up by 1. Placed York in here after. So we said we passed in 4 here. Certain index is 4, so 0, 1, 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. So I guess it moves everything up by 1. Then so it hits a space, I think, so 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. It hits a space. Well, that's tricky. 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. That is extremely tricky, actually, because it hits a space, then it goes back 1, it makes spaces, and then adds it. That's super tricky. Whoops, that's not going to show us the same thing. Can't stop that now, though. Okay, so it just, basically, if we just run it like this, then so New York City. So just like that. So yeah, that's all that really happened. It's kind of tricky to understand. You just kind of have to play with it. So for this one, we'll go with remove. So here we'll go string str1 points to blueberry. What is it giving me here? Whoops, forgot the literal, the end of the literal. str2 points to, oh, that's fine. str2 points to str1 dot remove. So str2 points to str1 dot remove, passing in 4, and then here we'll say message box dot show str2. So message box dot show str2. So what's happening here? Removing 4 and we're showing 2. Okay, so removing index 4, 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so let's see what happens. I think we just did an example of this earlier. It's going to give us airy. No, it's going to give us blue. Okay, so it's going to remove everything after the 4th index, but give you what we have in the start. So for the how many more we got? Okay, so we got a few more here. So remove a start and account. So remove a start and account. Okay, so we're going to pass in a start here. Okay, so we have jelly-filled donuts is a string. Could go for some of those right now. So we have jelly-filled donuts. And we have str2 is declared to an empty string. str2 down here points to str1.remove. We'll pass in 6, 7. So message box.show str2. So we're starting at index 6. 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We're counting 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay, so it's going to remove the ending of that, I think. Jelly-filled D. see what happens there. Jelly. Okay, so what happened there? That was so it gave us jelly donuts. Okay, so what happened? So we have pretty much what do we have here? Start index is 6. What's the description? Okay, so the method returns a string containing a copy of. Nope, what am I looking at here? Okay, so string str. So starting again here. So str is a name of a string variable or is a string expression. The start argument is an integer that specifies a position in string in str. So we're passing. So start is 6. Start index is 6, which is the same. And count is an integer that specifies a number of characters. Okay. Method returns a string containing a copy of str with count characters removed, beginning at the position specified by start. Okay, so that's confusing. So 0. So we're starting at 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And we're removing this part. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Then it goes back 1. So we've got jelly donuts. So 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So it goes. So it counts 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. But the thing is that it goes back on where you ended, between back where you ended and back where you started. So wherever you start, you go back 1. Wherever you end, you go back 1. That's really confusing. And then you just get the middle of that. The middle of that gets deleted. Then you just get the remainder of the string, which becomes jelly donuts. I think the answer is jelly donuts. Yeah, the answer is jelly donuts. So they're all confusing. So you kind of just have to practice them. So the next one is 2 lower. So for example, we'll just delete all this stuff again here. So for example here we'll have str1 points to the string abc, all capital. So then here we have private string str2 points to str1 dot 2 lower. Whoops, what happened there? str1 dot, oh sorry, we can't do this can't initialize that there, so we can go with private string str2. We'll point it to an empty string, then in the constructor we'll say str2 points to str1 dot 2 lower. Doesn't take a parameter, then here we'll say message box dot show, and here we'll pass an str2. Sorry, str2, yeah. The string str1 points to abc capital. String str2 points to str1 dot 2 lower. So we should just be getting lowercase abc. Some of them are easy. Most of them are easy. So a few of them are going to be tricky. But the thing is, they all start they all start at different indexes and stuff, so that's the hard part. So I don't think we need to do to upper trim. Obviously to upper would just be the opposite. Would turn a lowercase into an uppercase string. So trim. I think we did this before, but actually maybe not. So okay, so trim removes all leading and trailing spaces. So we did do this in the notes, so we can just do it again here. So we have, for example, hello with 4 spaces, I think. 1, 2, 3, 4, then hello. Then 1, 2, 3, 4 white spaces. Then here we have str2 points to str1 dot trim. Then here we'll say message box dot show, and we'll pass in a string here. So we'll say, why do they do this? So what's the point of this? Whoops. What's the point of these? Okay, so there's some symbols here the docs have added. So we can add, basically, whoops, so we can add a greater than symbol plus str2 plus less than symbol. So let's just see what that says. It's just going to be, basically, just the symbol is going to be around hello. So it just looks like this. I believe that's what it looks like. Let me just double check that the symbols were correct. Yep, that's what it looked like, exactly like that. So trim start would do the same thing, but just remove the beginning spaces of that and give you with hello with a bunch of spaces. Trim end would just remove the ending spaces. So we could do that. We could do that. So let's go with trim start. These ones are kind of easy to remember. So trim start. As long as you can remember that it removes white spaces. So trim start should give us a big space with the first greater than sign in between the first string. Something like that. Nope, sorry. No, sorry, we should have the space at the end then. That's correct. So because you're trimming the start. So yes, that's what I meant to say. Sorry about that. So we have, so basically we just trim the start of it. So we take the white spaces out at the start, but then that greater than symbol still tagged on. But then at the end we still have the 4 spaces, so the output looks like this. 1, 2, 3, 4, like that. We'll just double check that here. So here we're just going to go with trim end, which would take out the ending white spaces. Trailing occurrences is the exact definition. I believe that's pretty much just white spaces and stuff. So if we're trimming the end, then the start should have the gap. So it should be like this. 1, 2, 3, 4. So it'd be like hello, the string like that. Let's try that. Yeah, so that was the answer. So that's pretty much the end. Is that all? That might be all the methods. Let's see if that's all the methods. We have a lab coming up anyways. So at least, hopefully it is the end of the methods. Few labs coming up here. So we have a few labs on these character and string methods. Okay, yeah, so then pretty much we just have some tokenizing string stuff, and then structs. So some labs on structs. So thanks for watching, guys. If you guys liked the video, you can like and subscribe to support the channel for more programming investing tutorials. So don't forget to like and subscribe. And hopefully I'll see you guys next time in the next one. Take care. Thanks.